What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well. Happy Tuesday evening or whatever time it is where you are. Shout out to anyone who's here now live or afterwards. It's great to see you always. We'll give it a few minutes to get going. Hey, Kevin, what's up, buddy? And Irving, hello. Big Mac meal. That'd hit the spot right now, wouldn't it, Kevin? With a Shamrock Shake. Is it Shamrock Shake season again? Happy Tuesday to you, Kevin, and hello, Irving and Dustin. What's up, guys? Thanks for being here. Kev's here too. Hello. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. I'm sorry to hear it, Kevin. Sorry to hear that too, Kevin. I'm trying to spend more time doing Uber Eats actually myself. But I feel for you, buddy. I hope it gets better. I know things are tough, and it's Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, must mean it's 6 p.m. here. Thank you, Kev. I'm doing okay. We're having some beautiful weather here, and that really helps a lot. Nothing's ever going as smoothly as you'd maybe like it to around here anyway for me at the moment. But when there's really beautiful weather, it's hard to really have a problem with it. So, shout out again to everybody who came along for the bike ride today. We took the Scott Speedster out, and the frame is a total loss, unfortunately, but the bike is otherwise just wonderful. Oh, cold. Yeah, I can imagine it's still wintertime there, Dustin. Oh, you're in Georgia now, Irving? That's pretty good. That ought to be some nice mild weather in Georgia right now. Yeah, well, come do the bike ride anytime, Kevin. The Wednesday ride is usually like maybe 8 to 10 miles, but there's a break in between and it's a slow pace. So if you pedal at all ever, you can do the ride. And hey, Paula, again, hello, hello. And Mike, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Sounds good, Kevin. Yeah, that is the problem with carbon frames. And I thought, like, they've marketed it as an aluminum bike. 7005 aluminum, not 6061. So, um, but I think only the seat tube, the bottom bracket tube, and maybe the back tubes are aluminum. The whole front of the bike is carbon. And it's got a couple of cracks if you watched the live stream earlier, and that is very sad. Because that's the bike that I have the most money tied up in and really need to sell, but it looks like I might have to keep it. I don't care about riding a bike that's falling apart. But the people, like we talked about earlier, the people that buy carbon frame bikes aren't going to want a 16-year-old Scott Speedster that's cracked. Oh, Waffle House, though, Irving. Oh, what I wouldn't give. There's just something about Waffle House. Even if you have to pay an extra 50 cents an egg right now. Ah, 12-mile bike ride. That's pretty good, Kevin. Ah, and thank you, Mike. I hope you enjoyed it. We had a fun little bike ride this afternoon. I hope everybody had fun. I did anyway. Like, I always enjoy being out, especially on a beautiful day. I got a lot of sun today. I was out on 4 different bikes today, going places, taking pictures, making videos, doing live streams, listing bikes for sale. But getting a lot of action on this one. But nobody's come through on it yet. But it's been up for a few hours and 3 different people have messaged me so far. But nobody's come through with the money. So I looked in the mirror earlier when I went to the bathroom and was like, whoa, I got way more sun than I thought today. But it's not usually so nice that you just want to be outside all day. Like, it's going to be 80 degrees by the end of the 7-day forecast, which makes me a little nervous. If it's going to be 80 degrees in February, how bad is it going to be in July? So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, upper 60s, low 70s in the forecast. Sunshine, you just can't beat it. But I got pretty cooked today. Hold on, I'm falling way behind. The GT project, Dustin, I keep pulling parts off of it and using them for something. It's still there. That rack thing is still stuck to the frame. I need to figure out what I'm going to do about that. I'm likely going to dismantle the GT entirely down to frame and fork. And then I kind of want to do a single speed 26er with like a BMX handlebar. Just like a big boy's BMX bike is how I would describe it. Simple parts, no gears, just pedal and go, one brake. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. The extreme dad bike will still exist. It could be in the form of the what's it called? The green bike that I was riding today. I went riding on the green bike too. It needs a little work, but it's beautiful, man. That thing is so awesome looking. You're waiting for DoorDash? I just got my new DoorDash card, Kevin, so where I can get paid out like for free. Like as soon as I'm done dashing, they'll just send the money to the card, which is convenient because they charge you like $1.99 otherwise to cash out, which I'm not making a lot of money with DoorDash anyway, but I hope you get DoorDash, Kevin. But now if I take any DoorDash orders myself, I can get paid right away and I don't have to give them any money, which helps a lot. I mean, it's $2 every time you cash out. It adds up. So I got to activate that card actually, now that you mention it, Kevin. But I hope your DoorDash goes through. Tiagra, Shimano. The levers are not, the shifter levers are not, but the derailleurs are. It's like a Frankenstein bike. Somebody spent a lot of money on this bike, actually. It's got a carbon fiber crankset, 2-piece crankset, not 3-piece. Kind of like a bullseye crankset from back in the day, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but that's awesome that you went to Waffle House, Irving. Hey, Johnny, what's up? The Omelet House on Charleston? No. I've been meaning to. I know a lot of people that have been there and they're like, "Oh, you got to go." But there are so many good breakfast type places around here that, you know, I've been to probably 100 of them, and there's still tons of them that I haven't been to. The green bean jokes continue. Yeah, I'd try some green bean waffles, actually. It's 57 outside now. That's not too bad, Paula. We got some much warmer weather in the forecast for Las Vegas. It's going to be really quite pleasant here for a few days. From the looks of it, it was really kind of windy today. If you were along for the ride earlier, you probably heard it in the microphone. Hold on, Baby Love is here. Hello, hello. Good to see you. You're probably right, Dustin, about the value of the GT, except for the fact that it is kind of scratched up under this rack. So it's never going to be a pristine, original blacklight paint job on this bike, which is where all the value is. Really, I mean, if you get a large frame 93 GT Karakoram, you want the blacklight and you want it to be in good shape, but this one's not going to pass for that, but it could still be a one-speed street beater. I don't know. You'll see. Like, I know it would be better to keep it in its original form if it were in a little bit better condition. But 90s mountain bikes are popping up like crazy right now. I have 3 of them in my tiny downtown studio apartment. So that is a possibility, Dustin. I mean, I think I'm gonna make the Speedster my daily rider because it's a very good bike, but the frame is on its way out, and when the frame just isn't usable anymore, I am gonna take all of the parts on the bike are awesome. Like everything works except for the left shifter lever. Um, and it's got, you know, good rims, 20 spoke on the front, 24 on the back. So I don't know. I mean, eventually all the parts off of that are going to go on something else, I guess. Possibly the crankset could possibly go on the GT. They're 172 and a halfs carbon. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Hey, Chet. What's up, buddy? It was a really good day as far as weather, going out and having a nice bike ride. That's always great. It's hard not to smile about that. We had a beautiful sunny day. It was a little windy, but I got to go out and enjoy a cool bike on a beautiful afternoon, and many of you came along, and I appreciate that. And there should be more of that. We're coming up on like daily going outside and doing stuff weather. Well, it's upon us actually. So, and I know how hot it's going to be soon, so I want to enjoy all this good weather to the fullest while it's still available. So I hope you guys will come and join me when you're available to. But be sure you have your notifications on, guys, and we're doing a bike ride tomorrow. Should be a really nice night for it. I'm going to take the Speedster, I guess, or maybe the green bike. I don't know. I listed the green bike for sale, actually. I will sell it for the right amount of money, but it is an incredibly rare bike that I should probably never get rid of. But if somebody comes through with the right amount of money, I will shake their hand and wish them well with their new bike. But I'm so glad everybody's here tonight, hanging out. It's wonderful to see everyone as usual. No, the cable is working because like it'll upshift. It like the left shifter will upshift to the larger chainring, which is what it's on now. But when you flip the brake lever inward, which is how you downshift, it's the mechanism isn't catching. So the cable is connected and it does work, and the derailleurs work, Dustin, but the shifter lever doesn't. I might need a new shifter lever. And that bike, I mean, really, it's a hell of a good bike, except for the frame is damaged and soon is gonna have to be thrown away. Well, maybe not soon. I mean, it's a 16-year-old bike and it still rides, but you saw the cracks earlier if you were on the bike ride stream. And there's just really no coming back from that. You know, once that happens, the bike is toast. It's on its way out, and there's really nothing you can do. You can patch it and fix it and, you know, put a band-aid on it, basically, but it'll just crack somewhere else. Las Vegas is too harsh an environment for carbon bikes. But yeah, the shifter thing, Dustin, like the Le Mans bike had the Ultegra group set with, hey Joe, what's going on, buddy? But the Le Mans Zurich had the Shimano Ultegra group set with better shifters, which it had the brake lever and then a paddle on the inside, and you flick the inner paddle and it would upshift, and then you flick the brake lever and it will downshift. But the ones on the Speedster, the brake lever's still downshift, but it's got this little button thing next to the levers that you push to upshift. So the upshifter thing is working on the left shifter, but the downshifting is not. If that makes sense, Dustin, and anybody else who might be interested. But Joe, glad you could join us. Glad everybody's here tonight. Thanks for taking the time, coming and hanging out, staring at some laser patterns. Shout out to everybody who was along for the ride earlier. We had a lovely afternoon bike ride, if you joined us. It was just such a wonderful day to be outside. Man, it's just, I wish it would stay like this all the time, but it won't. It's going to be hotter than I want to think about pretty soon. But hey, we live in Vegas. We know how it goes. And Joe, I guess it's still wintertime in Vermont. -6. Wow. That hurts to even think about. It's going to be 80 degrees here before the end of the week. And it's -6 where Joe is. God bless him. And hey, Renee. Hello. It's wonderful to see you, Renee. Thanks for being here. It could be if you want it to. Jesus, it's up to you. Ooh, that's chilly, Dustin. That's really terribly cold. Dustin and Joe, I would die in no time at all. I am not suited to that kind of climate whatsoever. So I hope you guys are faring as well as you possibly can in the terribly cold weather. It is terribly not cold here. Oh, that's nice of you, Jesus. I'm sure they appreciate that. Could have been minus 40 in Winnipeg. That's really too cold. Um, I don't know how anyone tolerates that. I mean, more power to you. But there's a 0% chance that I would survive winters like that. I just can't do it. I've spent my whole life in the desert or the tropics. I can handle some pretty hot weather, but I just can't deal with that really cold weather. Oh, you charged your bike though? That's a step in the right direction. And hopefully you'll get to use it soon, Joe. And not sure if Big Boy's PEV is in here right now. It looks like he got a new e-bike today, guys. You might have seen. He's probably screwing around with that right now, if he's not in the chat or the stream. And that's always very exciting. I know how wonderful it is to receive that electric thing in the mail or FedEx or whatever that you've been waiting for, especially when it's a day late. Ugh. Yeah, it's too cold, Mike. Sorry you got to deal with it. Is that something you'd recommend, Gary? Is that your thing? Climbing those mountains? Not that there's anything wrong with that. I watched like a third of that movie one time at somebody's house. I don't know. It wasn't bad or anything, but I just I don't know how it turned out or anything. I'm happy to help you out in any way I can, Mike. You got my number. You could always, Mike, this is a solution, like a good solution for, anybody that, wants to come here first and then figure it out. Especially where I am right now, there are tons of places where you can rent, weekly, monthly, no lease, as long as you need to while you look around for a place that suits you, and they're not very expensive, Mike, compared to other, places to rent. And everything is included. So that's something I would really recommend that you at least consider, Mike, and you certainly could do it sooner than later if you did it that way, because there's no lease. The deposits are like 50 or $100. It's like super attainable, and you can just figure out, you can already be here and then just kind of figure out where you want to go from there. I had only planned on staying in one of these places for a couple of months, but then it's just like so convenient, and you're going to be paying no matter what. So I'm still here like a year and a half later. And hey, Carrie, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you again. And Shane's back. What's up? Hello. Good to see you guys again. Thanks for coming on the ride earlier. It was such a wonderful day to be outside today. And I can't wait to take the ride tomorrow night. Um, yeah, about 24 hours from now, I'll be heading out the door on the way to a bike ride. No, that's understandable, Mike. Um, but yeah, I haven't looked much beyond downtown lately myself. I'm just so used to living downtown now that for me it would be kind of weird not to. Like most of what I do just happens downtown. All the group bike rides and stuff start here, and um, I don't know, a lot of friends nearby and everything. So yeah, Shane. Shane came through with the leg medicine last week. Is very kind of him. There are a lot of things that happen here downtown, Carrie, and I know you know. Um, but for me, everything, like pretty much everything I'd ever want to do is within walking distance of here, where I'm sitting right now. I can get around on bicycles just fine, and walking. And yeah, I mean, group bike rides start here. You got Fremont Street and everything related to it, all the places to eat, things to do, entertainment. I was going to go walk around Fremont Street tonight, actually, but I'm a little behind on everything, and somebody was going to come and look at the Haro BMX bike that I have for sale, and they didn't. And I'll sell it to the first person who comes and makes me a real reasonable offer. Um, that was not a great buy last time. I'm going to be lucky to recover the money that I put into the last two bikes. So I don't know, but it would have been better to sell that, and then I maybe would have gone and done some walking around on Fremont Street, but it would have been likely too late by that time, and I'm guessing that guy's probably not coming at this point. But whatever, that bike's been getting some action. Somebody's going to come through and buy it. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, unlimited entertainment everywhere within walking distance of here. 24 hours a day, Joe. There's something to do. There's something that I can walk to. There's a 7-Eleven like a couple of blocks from here that has slot machines and Keno and stuff. I can just go a couple of blocks at 3 o'clock in the morning and freaking play Keno at 7-Eleven if I want to. I mean, downtown is a pretty wonderful place to be. Hey, Amy, hello and good evening. Ooh, it was just a beautiful day today, Amy, wasn't it? I mean, just, oh, fresh air on a day like today is just pure heaven for me. I hope you had a wonderful e-bike ride, Amy. And glad you're here. Yeah, very true, Carrie. Um, those are going to be just kind of big factors for the rest of my life, I guess, is, um, excuse me, just bikeability and walkability. And here in downtown Las Vegas, the bikeability is decent. Could be better. There's a lot of room for improvement there, but it's certainly not bad. And the walkability is fantastic. I mean, everything is close by. It's a nice walk. So I don't know. Like those are big factors, though. I'm glad you pointed that out, Carrie. I'll be paying close attention to things like that wherever I end up next. Yeah. Oh, it's so beautiful today, Amy. Have you seen the forecast? It's just nice for the next few days, at least. Yeah, that's true, Shane. I mean, you can really get anywhere from anywhere around here on buses, and I don't know. There are lots of ways to get around and lots of easy ways to get there. Oh, wow, that sounds awesome, Amy. I want to get over to your side of town, Amy, for real before it gets too hot. I'll just like one of these days I'm gonna pedal a road bike over there. I wanted to try and take maybe the Speedster. I guess right now you still have to make, even if you're going on a bicycle, you still have to make reservations to do the Red Rock Scenic Loop. Um, I want to pedal there, do the 13-mile loop, and then pedal back and like just kind of see if I can do that on my fastest, smoothest bike. And if I can do that, I can probably ride to Santa Monica in a couple of months if it's not too hot by then. Um, I might have to go like I might have to go to California and then start the ride and like go up the coast or something if it gets too hot by the time I can go. Uh, oh, thank you, Carrie, for posting the projector light link. Most appreciated, and this thing has been worth its weight in gold. It's paid for itself many times over. And I can stare at this thing for hours. It's fine. That's awesome, Joe. I want to go there and hike and just kind of do some not so serious rock climbing, but like you see people climbing on the stuff in there all the time and it looks like fun. Like when you go in and do the loop, there's always somebody like rock climbing and stuff. I don't know. It's a really beautiful place. I love Red Rock Canyon. I love the Summerlin side of town. And I've been meaning to get over there. I'd like to do it soon. Yeah, I know. Like coastal California is going to be kind of muddy for the next few weeks, I would imagine, but it should be fine by the time I get there. But if it's too hot to go through the desert by the time I'm able to go, then we'll like go up the coast or something. Um, but I'm seeing 80 degrees and stuff in the forecast, and that makes me nervous because it's February. And hey, Lainey Grace, it's wonderful to see you. Hello, and thanks for being here. Let's check the notifications, see if any important notifications have come through. Yeah, no, I know what you mean, Shane. It's coming up on too hot to be outside season. You can feel it in the air. But this is the time of year to be outside when we're getting great weather like this. Enjoy it. Like if you live in Vegas, this is the time. Enjoy it while you can because it will come and go. And then for at least 3 months, it's going to be too hot to be outside doing anything except being in pools or lakes. A lot of people go to the lake when it's 115 degrees. Um, yeah, if you own a house and you have a big enough yard, you really should have a pool in Vegas. There's a pool here where I live, but I might actually use it. But yeah, Shane, I know you know, having been here your whole life, there are ways to survive the brutal Vegas heat, but it's still very unpleasant. And it's better to, like when we're getting weather like we are right now, it's best to enjoy it. But I've survived plenty of summers in this place, including the hottest summer of all time, and it's fine. You know, it's not great, but it's fine. And there are still plenty of days in the summertime, usually when you can go outside. Not always in like the middle of the day, but you know, it could be Dustin. I mean, the weather is very good. Maybe go from if I can't do Vegas to Santa Monica, maybe I go Santa Monica to San Francisco. You know, enjoy that nice coastal breeze all the way up. Depending if it's too hot in April, which is I think the soonest I'm going to be able to go. If it looks like I might get cooked in the desert on the way there, we might have to, you know, still going to take a long bike ride. Just might have to do it somewhere else because you just don't know what the weather's going to do anymore. You know, there are long range forecast models and things like that, but you know, so much can change. And if it's going to be 80 degrees here and it's -6 in Vermont, um, you know, there's no consistency, there's no stability in the atmosphere anymore. Go chill at the wetlands with some leg medicine. That's always good. I love going to the wetlands, and it's like I missed the ride this weekend. Um, and I'm sorry for that. Uh, but yeah, it is a wonderful place to go. Yeah, Shane lives like right down the street from the wetlands, so he can take his leg medicine and go to the wetlands and you know have a really wonderful time whenever he wants to, because he's right there anyway. Yeah, I don't know, Dustin. I'm no meteorologist myself. Oh no. I hope the slime is holding though, Shane. I hate uh I hate all the broken glass around here. I was out riding on 23 millimeter tires today. Like Continental Ultra Sport tires that are like paper thin. And it's got Presta valve tubes in it. And we were going over all kinds of hairy stuff today. And I always get so nervous. Oh no. That sucks, Shane. But I hope the slime is holding. That is miracle stuff. I gotta take a shower still. I've been out sweating all day. I rode 4 different bikes. Did a lot of different things related to 4 different bikes. Got bikes listed for sale that nobody's buying right now. I hope somebody comes through tomorrow. It'd be great to sell a bike before the ride. Or something. I have other things for sale too. But we'll see how it goes. But it should be a completely awesome evening for a bike ride. It's not going to be too cold tomorrow night. So I hope everybody's available to come along for that one, and it should be a fun one. I'm really looking forward to it. It's still early and I'm sleepy. I just ate my last can of SpaghettiOs. And somebody really needs to come through and buy something. It's ups and downs, you know. Sometimes, like one day, everybody wants to buy something, and then like 3 or 4 days go by and nothing happens. I should have bought bikes that are easier to flip. I'm gonna have no trouble getting rid of that Haro, but the Scott bike with the cracked frame, that was a uh, that was a gamble that I shouldn't have taken. And what's up, Big Boys PEV? It looks like you have something to be very excited about today, and I think that's awesome. But glad you're here, and I hope the new bike is as wonderful as I'm sure it is. You want to ride the Haro on the bike ride, Shane? If I still have it tomorrow night. I went for a cruise on that thing today. It's a fun little bike, man. I miss riding BMX. I really do. I need like a 21 and a half, maybe 22-inch top tube if I'm riding a 20-inch. This is a 20 and a half. This is probably perfect size for you, Shane. Yeah, if you want to, Shane. Yeah, I figured. Damn, the phone trying to trying to interpret what it thought you said. But yeah, if you want to. It's not perfect, but it's a nice riding bike. Um it's been used, but it rides very well. Much better than I would have thought by looking at it. It's not a bad looking bike, but it is, it has been used, but it's a tough Haro bike and you can ride it as hard as you want and it's still going to be all right. I guess I'm gonna have to keep the Scott Speedster because, or I'm gonna have to chop it up for parts. I'm gonna eventually, I guess, use all the parts for something else. But in the meantime, I can ride the bike. I can make a daily rider out of it rather than, chopping it up and trying to recover what I'm out. We can get some good use out of the bike for a little while. And then the parts would be good for something else. Somebody put a lot of extra money and good parts on this bike. Ah, that's a shame, Shane. Well, I got one sitting right here if you want to ride it. I'm thinking about that, Dustin. I was thinking about super glue actually. I think a couple dabs of super glue would keep her together for a while. But once it starts splintering like that, the frame is toast. I mean, it's cashed. And it's a shame. It's such a beautiful bike. Man, it's such a beautiful bike. But those frames, carbon and composite frames, they only last so long in the harsh desert environment. Not like these things right here. Haro BMX bikes where you can, launch it off of a building onto the ground and it'll still be fine. The frame will outlast any of us. But carbon and composite road bike frames have a lifespan and are most definitely disposable. And that's a shame because they cost the most money. And after a while, you just have to throw them away. That's why I love like early 2000s and before bikes so much, is because, they're built to last. Maybe I should carry some duct tape just in case, though, Dustin. But I'm thinking, like, seriously, a couple of drops of super glue, I think, will hold the frame together and the crack spots right now. But, eventually it's going to crack more, and then, one day I just won't be able to ride that bike anymore. But that might make for an interesting video. Let's see if we can fix an expensive, carbon and aluminum road bike frame with super glue. I love just getting lost in the laser patterns. Today was a pretty good day all around. Yeah, the dollar store fix. Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, you can get super glue at dollar stores. Put a drop or two on each crack, and I'd be willing to bet it'll hold. I better get some super glue before I ride that thing much more. No, that's true, Dustin. And I would never, like, I mean, if I hit a big casino jackpot or something and could afford these, $12,000 carbon super road bikes and stuff, I'd have one or two of them, probably. But it doesn't matter how expensive or nice or whatever, they can just break. and they will eventually, dry and crack and be useless. So it's a shame. I mean, initially, like when they're new, they are better, lighter, faster, but eventually they just break down. Oh, wow. Crazy, Dustin. I gotta go get a couple of things at the grocery store in the morning. I don't want to, or I can't spend the money. What time is it? 6 something. It's still early enough that somebody could come and get a bike or something, whatever. But if somebody wants to roll through in the morning or something, that's fine too. But I need to go get like the bare necessities at the grocery store in the morning, whether I can afford it or not. Yeah, I've heard that, Dustin. But carbon fiber is usually pretty strong, but it does eventually, wear out. Whew, I'm tired. I'm always tired lately. I did a lot today, though. Did a lot of bike riding, too. Soaked up a lot of sun for the first time in a while. It was such a beautiful day. Man, it was so wonderful outside. I guess tomorrow ought to be more of the same. I just hope it's not windy. It wasn't too bad today, but it's always better when it's not windy. And pedaling into the wind is like pedaling uphill. Oh man, I feel for you, big boys PEV. Ooh, 50-mile-an-hour winds and it's cold. Yeah, definitely not bike riding weather, I guess. Big boys PEV. And I hope you get some soon because I know how anxious you got to be to ride that new bike. I don't know, Dustin. That's possible, I guess. But yeah, it's a shame that you can't go out and ride your new bike right now. But spring seems to have sprung in Las Vegas, at least for the moment. Winter's not over yet, and it could still get pretty cold around here for a while. But it's not going to really in the 7 day forecast anyway. I think the lowest low temperature is like 42 or something, no 30s. And it looks like all the temperatures are in the, mid to upper 60s to like one day it's going to be 80, I think. It said in the 7 day forecast, which it's a little early for that. And that concerns me a little. But I hope everybody over on the eastern side of the country that's been getting blasted with snowstorms and high winds and freezing cold and everything, I hope you get a break here soon. And I know Dustin's got to be cold still for a while. Yeah, feels like it's going to be an early spring, but it was the early spring last year that might have led to the record summer heat. I hope it's not another record breaking year unless it's like record breaking low temperatures in the summertime. That's what we're due for. Like a nice mild summer. I'm still trying to think of ways to get out of here, but they just announced again how terribly expensive it is to own a vehicle in Las Vegas, especially versus anywhere else in the country. It's more expensive here. Um, and that, I don't know. I don't know what kind of effect that's going to have on me getting a van or something. So we'll have to wait and see, I guess. Yeah, it is. And just, I guess now it's official, though, that the cost of owning a vehicle in Las Vegas, in particular, Las Vegas Valley, is more than anywhere else in the country. Yeah, that's why I'm riding too. I got rid of everything that had a license plate on it because I just can't justify the expense. Uh, well, Chad, I hope it's not too bad. But, winter storm warnings don't usually end ideally. It's really not worth it. I mean, unless you really need a car for something. Like, I'm thinking about getting a vehicle that I can travel in, sleep in, carry bikes in. Um, the only way I could possibly justify it is if it does all of those things and it's transportation. But as far as just like getting a regular car and driving it to work, like I see people doing around here, people are having to work, an extra side job and a side hustle like DoorDash or something just to afford their car, which is ridiculous. You're paying $800 a month for your car and $400 a month for insurance and, another $400 a month for gas, and then registration is high in Nevada. Just most of these people are just driving to work, and like around here, I can't justify the expense for that. I can't just get a regular car and use it for like regular car things, because I don't know, it's not, to me it's not worth the money that it costs these days. But it's easy for me to say because I live downtown and I can walk to pretty much everything. But I don't know. It's too expensive. It's way too expensive. Oh, 1 to 3 inches. That really isn't too bad. But yeah, I guess the cold has an effect. If it's cold enough to snow and any accumulates, that's a winter storm. Yeah, no, I mean, there is always the possibility. If I'm staying around town, I would certainly get another Honda Ruckus or something. Um, if I needed to take longer trips than I'm taking regularly now. Oh, wow, okay. I'll just try to check that out later, Paula. I'm getting sluggish. I think I need a donut. Do I have a donut? There might be a donut, actually. I did eat the last can of SpaghettiOs, but I can go get another can of SpaghettiOs tomorrow at the store, I guess. I think they're $1.25 right now for a can of SpaghettiOs. That's a decent value. It's like comes out like dog food when you dump it out of the can into the pot, on the stove. But who doesn't love SpaghettiOs, am I right? Yeah, the Navi is pretty good as far as I can tell. I mean, I've looked at them up close. I'd ride one if if I had one. I mean, I'd use it for a lot of things. I'd probably take some more regional rides on it. I'd ride that to Santa Monica, Honda Navi. That would only take a couple of days. Or hell, maybe a day. Vespas are cool, but they are kind of finicky and they cost a lot to fix. And they're expensive to buy. Oh, well, that sounds delightful, Amy. If somebody comes and buys a bike tonight or tomorrow, I might go get tacos tomorrow. I don't think they're bad, Dustin. I mean, I think they're getting better. I'd ride one. I've thought about it actually. I've thought a lot about getting a 150 Chinese scooter and just seeing what I can get out of it for a while. Well, I would imagine they do, Amy. They sound fantastic. I don't think I've ever met a tamale that I didn't like. Yeah. Well, that is, one advantage to here. The roads aren't being salted or anything. I mean, you can ride a moped or a scooter or anything like that around here pretty much year round. It gets too hot in the summertime to go out during the day and do it sometimes, but otherwise, most of the time you certainly can ride them here, and there's really nothing standing in the way. The advantage to the 150s is they'll keep up with the flow of traffic. The problem that I was having lately with my Honda Ruckus, or like around the time that I got rid of my Honda Ruckus, the problem that I was having mostly then is there's so much road construction everywhere around here and people taking detours and stuff. Everybody's taking the back roads that I'd always be taking at, 35 miles an hour or so. And they're trying to go 50, 60 miles an hour, bearing down on me and almost running me over and everything. But it's less of an issue on the 150s because they're a bit faster and they'll keep up with most traffic. Is he at the Wynn right now? I knew he was doing Resorts World or something when that opened, Joe. But I'd go see David Blaine. I've seen Chris Angel and Piff the Magic Dragon and some other guy. What was his name? Um, but there are good magic shows here, definitely. Yeah, I can ride a monkey for sure. Dustin, I fit on him. He has done some pretty crazy things, Joe. Just really like the kinds of things that people should never do to themselves, and I don't know why he would do some of those things to himself. But yeah, I mean he's an interesting dude, that David Blaine, and he draws a crowd. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Now I remember what you're talking about, Shane. Yeah, I wouldn't try like 97% of the things that David Blaine does. But that's one other huge advantage to living in Vegas is if you've got the money to go to the shows. I mean, like whatever you want to see, it's wonderful here, you know. But it's different when you live here and you're eating cans of SpaghettiOs to stay alive and things like that. You can't just go to the shows whenever you want to. Well, I mean, some people who live here do, but I don't know. There have been plenty of times as a Vegas resident for me where I could just go and do whatever. But now I think things are pretty tight for most of us around here. Everything's so expensive. A lot of these shows are really very expensive. But they wouldn't charge that much if people didn't pay it. So I don't know where some of these people are getting all their money, but it's mostly not coming from people around here. Yeah, no, I like all the Honda mini motos, really. I mean, Honda does mini motos right. They pretty much got a lock on that. And I would absolutely get any of the 125s. Yeah, that was crazy. I would have fallen off of that thing in about 10 seconds. I'm probably not going to leave forever. I mean, Vegas is home. I can't really see living anywhere else. I would like to do some traveling when it gets really hot. I'd like to go elsewhere, but um, I don't know. I do like living in Vegas. It's just too expensive, but it goes in cycles. It's going to get cheap again because everybody's kind of hitting the wall right now. Nobody's really wanting to spend obscene amounts of money anymore the way they used to. So it'll go back down. Things will get cheap. It's the natural order of things. Everybody's maxed out and tapped out, doesn't have any more strings to pull. They're starting to get that way, it seems like, for many. So, yeah, no, I know what you mean, Shane. But I've watched this throughout my lifetime in Las Vegas. I've watched things just go up and down. I mean, it's just kind of the natural ebb and flow of our economic system as a whole. But, everybody has reached the edge of their means, it seems, around here. And many have probably gone beyond. And that inevitably leads to things getting cheaper. And it's not a good thing at all. I mean, when everybody gets overextended and then things are forced to go the other way, that's not a good set of circumstances. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, I guess. But I know, like, everybody I know around here that's not, like, that doesn't have like considerably more than the normal, like everybody that's kind of like earning normal money and stuff is struggling. But it'd be great if somebody rolls through and buys something tonight or tomorrow. I guess it's getting a little late now for tonight. Probably have to do it tomorrow, but it would be nice to go get some tacos or something before the bike ride. But we'll see how it goes. Anyhow, wow, I still need to take a shower and have a snack or something. I guess I better work on that and catch up on a couple other things I gotta do too. But I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out for a while. Thank you, Joe. Um, I hope you get some better weather soon, buddy. I know it's definitely way too chilly over there. But I hope you guys can come with us tomorrow. And yeah, it should be wonderful for it tomorrow. So I hope you guys will be along. Maybe we can get Shane to pedal for the ride. Maybe he'll take the Haro if I still have it, uh, for the bike ride or something. Looks like I got a message from Paula. I'll have to check later. Well, anyway, guys, I guess that's gonna wrap it up for now. But it's been wonderful spending some time with you. And you too, Amy. Enjoy this beautiful weather. So, good night to everyone. Shane, Amy, Joe, everyone who's still here. Thanks for hanging out, doing what you do, taking the time. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Do come back and hang out for the ride, won't you? And maybe, I don't know, maybe we do some, again, notifications. Maybe we do something during the day tomorrow. We'll see. Anyway, guys, good night, Carrie, and everybody. Thanks for being here. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again real soon.